Welcome to Eye on Sci Fi podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 238 of Eye on Sci Fi podcast, the podcast where we share with you terrific indie, science fiction, and fantasy online short films, web series, and other closely related media. We also, on occasion, have conversations with the talented and interesting creators who are producing terrific indie speculative work. Thank you for joining me, and this is the fourth and final part of our series on sci fi and fantasy films that should never be remade. Now, in this final installment, I'm going to discuss a sci fi comedy film that has become iconic, and that film is Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest was released theatrically in 1999, the same year as The Matrix. So, 1999 was a banner year for sci fi cinema. The cast is headed up by Tim Allen and is pretty impressive, including actors who weren't well known at the time of the film's release, but have since gone on to become pretty major stars, including Sigourney Weaver, who was the biggest star of the cast at that time. You also had Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, who went on to star in the Monk television series, Rainn Wilson, Justin Long, Sam Rockwell, and Daryl Mitchell. So the premise of Galaxy Quest is this. Tim Allen stars as an actor by the name of Jason Nesmith, and Jason starred in a late 80s sci-fi television series called Galaxy Quest. Now, Galaxy Quest, at the time of the film, has long been off the air. So he and the rest of his former castmates make their living on the convention circuit, signing autographs, making appearances, and having photo ops. Jason is pretty much okay with where his career is because he just yearns for attention. But the rest of his cast, they resent him and Galaxy Quest because they feel that they have been typecast, and that has prevented them from achieving bigger and better things in their acting careers. During one appearance, Jason is approached by a group called the Thermians. He thinks that they are just a bunch of die-hard Galaxy Quest fans who are cosplaying. The group asks for his help, and he agrees. Then they literally beam him up to a working replica of the spaceship, the NSCA Protector, that is the main spaceship in the Galaxy Quest television show. These Thermians are actually alien beings who, for years, have been receiving old television transmissions of episodes of the Galaxy Quest television series. And not knowing the difference between fact and fiction, they think that these are historical documents that they have been receiving from Earth. And so these Thermians begin to craft their culture around the themes of Galaxy Quest. They use their genius and advanced technology to replicate the fake technology that was depicted in the television show. So they actually have built a working spaceship that is based on the designs of the Galaxy Quest television series spaceship. When Jason realizes that these are real aliens, he is returned to Earth and he convinces the rest of his castmates, who are still skeptical, to join him. But they realize the truth when they are all transported back aboard the Protector, and they have to help the Thermians defeat an evil warlord. What I love about Galaxy Quest is its premise and how it is a loving yet thinly veiled spoof on Star Trek. The film also has thoughtful commentary on pop culture and pop culture fandoms. And let me tell you something. a lot of the themes in this film are more relevant today than they were 25 years ago when the movie was first released. But the humor in Galaxy Quest really does land, and it still holds up 25 years later. So that is the main reason that this film has achieved cult status. And like many others, I believe that it is also a modern classic of science fiction. This film shouldn't be remade, reimagined, or rebooted because it's hard to combine science fiction with comedy in the first place. Galaxy Quest is sensational, and the cast, including the late Alan Rickman, may he rest in peace, Sigourney Weaver, who took a part that is really against the typical parts that she usually portrays. Tim Allen, who I personally don't care for, but he is, to give credit where credit is due, pretty impressive in the role as Jason Nesmith. Then you have Tony Shalhoub and Justin Long. There's Sam Rockwell and Rainn Wilson and Daryl Mitchell. The cast was fantastic. And so, again, trying to reimagine or remake or reboot this film, I think would be a big waste of time. Galaxy Quest as a film should be left alone, perfect as it is. If you have not seen Galaxy Quest, get yourself a copy. Now, this past December 3rd will be the actual 25th anniversary of the film's release. And there is a special 25th anniversary edition Blu-ray that was released as well. So cool. If you are a collector of physical media, you should definitely check out that 25th anniversary special edition of the film. But I'm sure that this film will be streaming as well. Regardless, if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, I highly recommend it. It really does have very thoughtful things to say about fandoms and how certain shows remain in our hearts long after they have gone off the air. And it's pretty damn funny. And there you have it. Part 4 of our 4-part series on sci-fi and fantasy films that should never be remade. And please check out our previous episodes for the other 3 parts of this series. In the show notes of this episode is our link tree. There you will be able to visit our podcast archive, and you can check out all of our other podcast episodes as well. You can also visit from the link tree our website, theseventhmatrix.com, where we have curated a host of independent science fiction and fantasy short films, web series, and other closely related media. I also ask that you sign up for our newsletter. Monday through Friday, we will send you a single noteworthy news item regarding a genre. So it can be a television, book, or film recommendation, a podcast episode from either Eye on Sci-Fi or other podcasts related to the genre, and more. And for signing up, we will send you a free gift just for subscribing and supporting us in this way. Make sure to leave us a review and rating wherever you get your podcast, because that does help others find us. And we also ask for your financial support as well, because without the kind and generous support of listeners and viewers like you, we would not be able to do the work that we do here at Eye on Sci-Fi Podcast and over at theseventhmatrix.com. And trust, we appreciate all of this a great deal. So until next time, everyone, remember to take a break, escape the mundane, and enter the fantastic. Take care.